Hello everybody, welcome to Step Into the Portal. My name is the Brandt. Thanks so much for joining me. I am celebrating 600 subscribers on the channel. Thank you so much to everybody who has subscribed. If you haven't subscribed, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button if you like kind of things that we are doing here. You'll see a lot of me lately because with the cold and the winter and our store being masked, I'm doing a lot of game playing from home and whatnot. But if you go back through the past year plus, you'll see a lot of videos with other people on the channel as well. So it is not just me. Thank you to everybody who has been on the channel. If you don't know, Step in the Portal is brought to you by a store called The Portal, which is located in Manchester, Connecticut. And you can check that out if you're stopping by us, if you would like to. We also have a podcast, the Portal Game Podcast, where we review all sorts of games and other things. So thank you to everybody. If you're joining me live, thanks so much. If you're watching afterward, I appreciate that as well. Like I said, if you like what you're seeing here, then go ahead and share it with other people because we are playing some games. So I'm going to play Final Girl, and I want to give a shout out to Jason Perez from the channel Shelf Stories. Used to be on the podcast Every Night is Game Night, but is now part of the One Stop Co-op Shop. And he is a friend, and he let me borrow the game. He actually just dropped it off to me randomly yesterday, and I played a bunch of games. I had played with him once before, even though it's a solo game. So yeah, if you don't know his channel, go ahead and check out Shelf Stories. Kind of a different board gaming channel. He's definitely got interviews and things with people and board game chat, but he's got a lot on racial awareness and inclusivity and a lot of other topics. I'll let him handle all those over on his channel. So go check out Shelf Stories. But yeah, he's somebody I game with like regularly. Regularly is weird with a pandemic going on, but we've gone to each other's houses to play games and whatnot. So thank you to him for dropping this off. I'm really excited about this game. Hello, someone is with me. I'm looking at this game, so I'm glad you are showing this off. Oh, no problem. Yeah, I think there is a Kickstarter, like a Season 2 Kickstarter for the game. You might say, this is kind of strange. A channel from a retail store is showing off a game that I'm thinking about on Kickstarter, but hey, you know what? Games are games, and a rising tide raises all ships, so go out and play games. Get games from Kickstarter, support publishers, get games from your local store. If you have a friendly local game store, go there. And if you don't buy games there, you can buy sleeves and mats and containers and other sorts of goodies, dice and other things to support your store, or go down to their events and hang out there as well, whatever value they bring to you. So that's the be-all, end-all. We want people playing games and show off the games. I'm pretty sure this is coming to retail at some point. I think they're just launching a second Kickstarter. I don't know exactly. I saw AJ from Ryder Games at PAX Unplugged, but we didn't talk about those things specifically. So, all right, less chat, more playing. So Final Girl is a solo game. I tried to hide way up in the corner, so for people who have seen it before, I'm teeny tiny up in the corner so you can see everything. I did cut off one space on the board right here. And I zoomed way in, so there's actually a couple piles that are up here, and there's actually some key piles over here. I'll try to zoom out and show you that afterward as well. So, welcome to Final Girl. You are the last, based on horror movies, you are that last person alive, that last girl who is still alive, trying to help everybody out. There are some other victims, so once they die, you become the final girl, would be the idea. And you're facing that big bad, that evil minion from the movie. So in this one, I am playing Inkanyamba is the big bad that I am fighting against, the monster, and I am Adelaide down here. Technically, my card goes here, but with the size of my camera, I just stuck it over here for this. So let me kind of show you what the game has and what it comes with so you can see a little bit of setup. I thought of setting it up for everybody, but it seemed a little bit time-consuming, even though it wouldn't take very long. So this is the core box. You need this box right here. This gives you your tokens, your cards, your dice, all the other things you kind of need to kind of play the game. So you take this core box and then you mix it with one of these. What are they calling these? Oh, man. I don't remember what these are called. Story boxes? There's a better name than that they have. I'm sorry that I don't remember. But anyway, so you get this, and this is going to give you 2 final girls, and it's going to give you a location, and it's going to give you a monster that you're going to fight. So you can see this is Dr. Fright, kind of a Freddy Krueger rip off, and you can see the kind of Nightmare on Elm Street is what's in here. So the other side of this box will also have that. So there's this one, which is Dr. Fright, and it doesn't give me the names of the final girls. There's another one on this side. When you take this off, this back comes off. And then there's Camp Happy Trails, which also comes with Hans the Butcher. There is Poltergeist, which comes with Creech Manor, which I played that one. And there is Geppetto, who comes with the Carnival of Blood. So those are the other ones that you'll see. As well, in the Kickstarter, there was a lore and scenario book. So you can have various scenarios that you can play through with each of them. Excuse me. Feature film. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Radamis? I hope I say your name right. There's that. There was this Vignette Expansion, so you can add like a little extra story that's going on, like birds that are attacking, I believe. There were also miniatures. I decided to play without the miniatures. I think with the camera, it's actually more colorful to have the pieces, but there's a full set of miniatures that you can see as well. But yeah, those boxes are called feature film boxes. Obvious, just escaped my brain at the moment. So then when you actually open one of these boxes, you'll see here's Inkinyaba. So on this side, you can pull the magnetic lid off, and that's what gives me this, which is the monster. And then there's a box here. It comes with terror cards. So I take the terror cards for the monster, as well as there are 2 final girls. You take the final girls and actually put them in the core box, because you can play any final girl in any scenario. You can actually play any monster with any location. And then when you flip this box over, the other magnetic lid comes off, goes here. That's your board for your location. Also gives you terror cards, event cards, which are here just slightly tucked underneath. Actually, I can probably move those down that way. Perfect. And this is the Sacred Groves. Comes with item cards, which are just up here out of my reach. But again, I wanted to be zoomed in as much. And then you get your cards. Your finale card is this one, and your Dark Power card goes here. You get a series of them, so I shuffled each of these and took a random one that's face down. We don't need these tokens. And that is what, yeah, that's what comes in here. So you shuffle the terror cards together from each set, and then you deal out 10 at random. So there'll be 10, and you'll get a combination of ones that come with the location and ones that come with the monster, and you can mix and match. I can take Dr. Fright and play him with Sacred Groves if I want. I can play any of the final girls. So that's what this game really has going for it. It has that variable play. Once you're getting those boxes, which of course you could collect if the price didn't work for you for all in on that pledge, or you're going to retail to buy these boxes later, you can kind of collect them as you go, which is kind of the nice part about a cooperative game. It is solo only. I learned it with Jason, and we played with 2, and I felt like learning. It was fine with 2. I mean, in the end of the day, it's a solo game for sure, but it wasn't too bad to make decisions there as well. So that's kind of what you'll see and what's coming, and so variable play is really what you're looking at. Different monsters, different final girls, different boards to be able to play with items and other things. So I set up the board. I took a random setup card. This one came from the Camp Sacred Grove, so there's 5 setup cards, which tells you how to set everything up. So I put the yellow, which are the victims, out. I put the red, which is the killer. That's what it's called, not monster, killer. I put the myself. I'm the final girl right here. And I'm ready to go. And I've got all these locations with numbers, which is where the victims will flee. I also have these Sacred Groves, which are triggered from this one. Each of the scenarios and or killers, locations or killers, will come with this little sheet that tells you everything that's in there, how to set it up, and any special rules. This one's pretty easy. It's basically add these cards over here that can be triggered. They're little tracks that can trigger extra effects that I have. I also have a few extra tiles out here. Game comes with these dice that we will roll to take our turn, and it goes through our turn right here on the side. So you can see all that, as well as the turn structure is where it should be on the back of the rule book with all of the various icons in the game. So that kind of runs you through what you'll see, and now it will run you through the actual game. Oh, I took those item cards. There were 17. I shuffled them up. I divided them into, I made 3 piles of 4, and I flipped the top card over. And I will zoom out and show you more of this as we go through, but I felt like I didn't need everything on the table for what you're seeing there. So I start with these 6 action cards. I know that they're starter cards. Normally I zoom in, but I think I'm zoomed in enough that if I hold the cards up like this, you'll be able to see. That way I don't have to kind of adjust my camera twice. So there's a little 0 cost down here. That's how much time it cost me. Those are your starter cards. That's how you know. They all have this kind of golden 0 timer down here. And so this is what a typical card looks like. It tells you what the title of it is, and it tells you what you get on various success rolls, and then it has some text to go with it, and you'll see these icons, which are very, very straightforward. I don't find the icons to be very difficult at all. So when I make a horror roll, I look down here on my board on this little wheel. Oh, by the way, this is based off of Hostage Negotiator, so if you played that before, you're going to see a lot of similarities. So when I make a roll, I check on here, and depending on where this killer is, that's kind of the phase I'm in, and it determines how many of these dice I roll. So the dice say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, but more importantly, they have the symbols. 5 and 6 are hits, 3 and 4 are possible successes, and 1 and 2 are misses. So here I would roll 2 dice. I would see what I got. I got no successes. So I would go to the no successes part of the card, and then I would do what the card says. Okay? If I rolled this one, I could optionally discard 2 cards from my hand, and I could gain a success for that, and then I would get that. And of course, if I roll stars, then I get successes, and based on how many successes. There are a few cards that can take 3 successes, but not in the starter. This one actually comes in this specific mission. I can roll 3 successes. So I can get 1, 2, or 3 dice here, and then the cards tell me to spend time, which is basically what's going to happen in a round. My goal is to kill or be killed. So I need to kill this monster, this killer. I gotta remember that. This is where he starts on this track. So he starts at 4, and he has 9 health. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9 is the final health. So you take these health tokens, and they have 0, 1, 2, or 3 icons on the back of them. And you randomly give yourself one and give the killer one. And it's that, will you get back up after you die, right? Then you get to flip this over on the final kill to see if you have more health and get back up, or if you are officially dead. All right. I can add items over here as I'm going through, and various other cards as well. So I will play all my action cards. Then I will have a certain amount of time left. Let's say I have 3 times. So then I take all the cards that I played, I kind of set them aside, I can't get them back again, and I go to my tableau over here of cards, which you can see peeking out just a little bit. And I go to this tableau. So let me zoom out. I don't think I can zoom out enough for you to see all the cards. Maybe I can. Oh, I can. Okay. So I've got this tableau of cards over here that I can purchase, and they have costs. 1, 2, these are my 2s, these are my, this one's a 4. Oops. That's because my mouse is here. So, but I've got various costs over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, all the way up. I stacked them a little bit weird. I was trying to make space for my mouse. So I can purchase from all of these cards. Okay. Then I take the cards that I played last round. I set them over here. I take those cards into my hand, and now these cards will be available. So these cards that cost 0, I get back every other round. When I play them, I will get them back the round afterward. You can also see that I have the item cards up here as well. You can see my final girl card would normally go here, but I think it's way better when I'm zoomed in for you. So you won't be able to see those cards that I'm picking, but I will talk through what I'm picking as I do it. Were you there? All right. That is that. So after we do the planning phase and get those, we reset this to 6. So I'm buying those with whatever time I have left. If I run out of time, then I can't buy any cards, or I can only get my free cards back. Then we resolve the killer's action. So the killer's action is right here, and it's going to be based off of this Killer Wrath. I've got Killer Wrath and Divine Wrath. So Killer Wrath comes with Inkanyamba, and Divine Wrath comes with Sacred Grove. So if I was playing different, I would only have one or the other based on which I had. So depending on where it is, I will increase it, and then this tells me that he will move towards the closest, whether it's me or a victim, and he will attack. And all his movement and attack is right here. So based on this token, I think it's called the Bloodlust token, he deals 1 damage and moves 2 spaces. So that's what that's telling me, which would actually be the other way. Every time he kills a victim, they will come over here, and that will increase this Bloodlust track, as well as if this gets over here and needs to increase, that will increase Bloodlust and move this up. When he gets to this space, he will flip his Dark Power. When he gets all the way up here, he will do this, which is discard the next 2 terror cards, and reset down to here. Once we go through all the terror cards, that will trigger the finale. This card will flip over, and this token, which I believe is for Inkanyamba, comes into play. So we will have that token with additional abilities, and now we're in that final stage where we are not flipping terror cards, which would be the next thing I do after I activate him. After I activate him, I flip a terror card, I do what it says. It pretty much has symbols that are pretty easy to follow. Then the panic phase, if he killed someone this turn and he's in a space with other victims, they will run. So I'll roll a die and they go out the exits that it shows. If there is no number of that type, they stay in that region. And then I do the upkeep phase, which generally is nothing. But that's where I would that's where I would reveal, if there's no terror cards, I would reveal the finale here. And I can change my items in and out of my backpack as I get them. So items are up here. I get those with the search card. So the cards that are up here that I'll show you is I have Close Call, which allows me to play it to basically re-roll my dice. I have Guard to protect against damage. Search to look for items. The items are unique to the location for the most part, unless there's a scenario where you have to do something like the Poltergeist one. You don't actually fight the boss. You avoid the boss while trying to find the little girl and her teddy bear or bunny and get them out of the house. I've got Atonement, which is unique to this scenario. I'm trying to atone over here to decrease these tracks. Sprint, which is move faster. Retaliate, which is block and deal damage. Improvise lets me lower my successes on my dice so I can get more successes for a round. Distraction, which lets me adjust this track here, the horror track. Furious Strike and Critical Blow deal a ton of damage. Long Rest heals for a whole bunch. And Planning gives me additional dice for my next roll. So that's type of cards that are over here. I think I can talk my way through those with you. I don't think you need to see them specifically. All right. I think that's that. So if I run through my cards here, you know what? As I do them, I will tell you. But I have 2 walks, 2 focuses, a short rest, and a weak attack. And I will talk through these cards as I play them. I'm going to play them right here. I know it's a little far for people to see, but I can pretty much show you what's happening. Again, it's icons and pretty straightforward. And that's it. It's kill or be killed. So for this special one, I've got these tracks over here. There's little tokens. They might be a little hard for you to see that are going up and down the tracks that can be triggered with things, and I can use that atonement card to try to increase and decrease. The game's pretty tough. There's a good luck element with the dice rolling, so I played that intro game. We didn't quite finish, but we were doing rather well. Then I played a game of Poltergeist, lost horribly, figured out there's a little bit more of a pattern to avoiding the boss, the killer, I gotta say the right thing, and won pretty handily. So now this is my 4th game. We shall see how it goes. All right. Wish me luck, everybody. Away we go. First thing we're going to do to start the game is reveal an event. So the event, and this just happens once unless something tells you more events. The gods hate failure. Whenever you completely fail a horror roll after conversions and rerolls, increase the divine wrath by 1. So that is going to permanently be in play. All right. I'm going to discard my terror cards up here so we can see this deck kind of running out. All right, so it is my turn. So typically I like to try to get this down to increase what my values are. This is relatively under control, so I'm not super worried about it. So I think I'm going to start by playing a focus. So a focus is going to be 2 successes. I decrease this horror track and gain 2 time. 1 success, I decrease it once and lose 1 time. No successes, I lose 2 time. And of course, increase that track. So currently I get to roll 2 dice. So I'm going to roll my 2 dice. And I get this, which would be none. But I'm going to get rid of my short rest and my weak attack, because I don't really need to attack anything right now. Those 2 cards are going to give me 1 success. I will decrease this and decrease this, and I am there. So in order to search, I have to be at these locations. As I move through... Oh, that's a key part that I missed. As I move through the victims, I can help them escape, so I can carry 2 with me, but they won't go into this space. And if I get to these green spaces on the edges, I can leave them there. They will escape. I help them escape if I'm in their spot and they are there, and then they come over here and give me bonuses. When I get all 5 of these, I get my power. So that kind of gives me a goal to do temporarily. So my options are, he is going to move 2, so he is going to kill one of these. My options are to try to help all these ones escape, which seems pretty good, or to All right, I think I'll do that. So I'm going to walk, or I could focus again to try to decrease that. But I'm going to try to walk, so I get 2 dice, and I get 1 success, so I move 1 space. So I'm going to move to here. And then I am going to, or do I want to go here and have him attack me? I think I will go there. And then I decrease time by 1. So now I do have a shot. I could play this focus or this other walk card. Which one am I sticking to? I guess I'll stick to walk. Roll. Uh-oh, no successes. So this increases by 1. And I can move 1 space, but I have to take a damage and lose 2 time. If anybody has questions, feel free to put them in there. Thank you for the good luck. If you're watching and you have questions afterward, you can put them in the comments below, and I will answer to the best of my ability. All right, so there is the action phase. So now the planning phase, I can't get these cards back, so these are going to kind of be set here. I usually put them upside down, and now I'm going to purchase from my cards over here. I know you can't see all these, but like I said, that view zoomed out a little was a little strange. Try to just push those off camera just a little bit. Bugging me with those edges. Okay. Should be good now. Cool. I think my event card disappeared slightly. All right, so I have 2 to work with, only 2. So I'm thinking what I want to do, I want to do distraction, but I guess I will try to help clear some of these people. So I'm going to get a sprint, which costs 2 for me to purchase, which again is the value down here. So I'm going to take that into my hand. And I just have these 2 cards, so it's going to be a tricky turn. I reset this to 6. Now the killer goes, their action is right here. If this is at 1 or 2, increase it by 1. And then they move and they attack. So I am the closest. They move 2 spaces. They're going to move to me and attack me, which is what I wanted because I don't want them to kill any of the people right now. And I can move in and out of their space freely. This is a lost and found, so had I gotten a search, I could have searched for items up here, which can be a pretty fun way to change up the game, but I'm going to try to free some people and get these bonuses over here is my plan instead of searching for items. I don't know, I've never played this one, so I may not do so well. It's pretty tough, like I said. So we flip a terror card. The terror card, actually it looks like I can put it right on top of the deck. There. Keep this down. All right, first I will unleash. So I will unleash this power, which is going to increase the horror level by 1. I'm just coming over here on the red lightning bolt card. And then increase it equal to my current health. 1, 2, 3, 4. Whoa, that's a lot. Then he is going to move towards the nearest victim and attack. If there are no victims, target the final girl instead. So he will attack, which will increase his bloodlust by 1. So I'm trying to protect them, but I couldn't. So that happened. We did the terror. So I'm going to discard this card up here. And then we go to the panic phase. So someone was killed. There's someone in his space. So we're going to roll. And I'll remove these just so you can see. So I roll a 2. 1 goes this way. 3 through 6 goes that way. 2 goes here. So that is what is happening now. That stinks because I was trying to move those people out. That was my plan. To try to get them out that exit. Now I got to figure out a different plan. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm a little bit better to go over here and see what I can do. All right, and then we go to the upkeep phase, and it's back to me. I only have these 2 cards, so I'm going to try to sprint and see if I can be successful. I'd have to discard 2, so I only get 1 success. So I can move 2 spaces. 1, 2, come to here. And then I decrease this by 1. And then I will play my other card. Oh, sorry, all these cards go back. So these are going to be available. Which I guess I'm going to leave them right there. Where am I going to put my freebies? I guess I'll put them over here. So I have that. Or, I don't know. All right, so I've played this sprint card. I'm just going to flip it face down once I've played it. So I'm going to play focus. I will be out of cards, but I get all those free ones back. 1 success. I will decrease this by 1 and decrease this by 1. That's all my cards, but now I have 4 to purchase with. I also get all these free ones back. So those 5 cards I played last round come back to me. These 2 are going to be out, and I've got 4 to spend. So I'm going to get this distraction card so I can decrease that level, and I'm going to get this close call card so I can recall dice. So that's 3 plus 1 is 4, which is what I spend. Take those back into my hand. Now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is my big turn to try to come back. And I go to the killer phase. So the killer is going to move and attack. Kill this one here, which is going to increase the bloodlust by 1. And then flip a terror card. This terror card says, let me just carve my initials right here. Sorry, I did not read the other one that said Wrath of Death. Increase the divine power, divine wrath, by the number of victims at grove spaces. 1, 2. So this goes up 2. So see, you kind of learn like, oh, that's not what I want to do. Then unleash that, which is I lose 4 time. Dang. Place 2 new victims at the sacred shrine. Okay, I have not done that before. So I've got to go to the box and get out more victims. More victims. I knew there were more, so I figured there was something, but I did not read through this. Well, that's fun. Ryder Games, for everybody who's wondering. So 2 new victims go... Oh, hold on. Oh, at the Sacred Shrine. So they go here specifically. This one's called the Sacred Shrine. All victims adjacent to the Sacred Shrine move there. There aren't any. Okay, so we drew the Terror card. There are still 8 left. Upkeep phase. Nothing, nothing. We're good. There's no panic phase because no one's in the killer space. All right. We don't have a sprint, so we have a double walk, which means we could walk 4 spaces. We only really need to walk 2. So first thing I'm going to do is play Distraction with a bunch of cards and hope that I can decrease that by 2. Man, I rolled none. All right. So I'm going to play Close Call, reroll any 1 die, or reroll all dice for 2. I guess I'll reroll 1 die. I got to give up 2 cards to get a success, huh? All right, Short Rest and Weak Attack are gone. Oops, these ones are in the pile. That's the part I'm going to forget. So those 2 are gone. This one is gone. Again, I can't get those back next turn. That gives me a single success, which decreases this and gives me 1 time. Ugh, my distraction did not go well. All right, so now I need to walk... No, I think I can try to focus. I'm going to keep going with this, try to get a success. Ugh, I'd have to get rid of these cards, otherwise I lose my time. All right, well, I'm going to hope it sets me up well for next turn. So I'm going to decrease those 2, decrease this here, lose 1 time, and I am out of cards. There are also actions that say stop, and you can't do anything else anymore, like if you're sprinting and you fail, you fall down. The other reason I didn't want to is because this meter would go up, so I'm going to have to start to get on that atonement, huh? But let me keep going with my plan, and I'm going to try to sprint. I get my focus card back here, and then all these cards go back. These are my freebies. So you definitely want to have these well organized. I even feel bad. I kind of wanted to sleeve just these cards. I'm not into sleeving all this stuff, but these ones that I'm using regularly, I thought might be able to use it just for some wear and tear. All right, killer phase. So he's going to move and attack. So he will move and attack here. Defeat this one. And increase bloodlust. That reveals the dark power. I will flip this over. Whenever killer wrath increases, Yamba recovers 1 health. Okay, so Feast of Anger. I have a feeling I should be getting those atonement cards and controlling this, because this is going to get out of control. You know, one rule that I forgot, because when I was fighting the other one, they weren't dealing as much damage, is if he goes to a space and deals more than 1 damage, does he kill more than 1 person? So apologies that I should know this. Nope, just attacks one target. That's what I thought. That's what I was playing, but I wanted to see. Okay. Oof. So that victim's going to panic and run to 6, which is to me. So runs in here. And did I draw a terror card? I did not draw a terror card, so that panic should wait. All right, we're going to flip a new event. So a new event is coming into play. And it is whenever that increase it by additional 1. So Divine Wrath. Yeah, I got to lower that. And then increase the Divine Wrath by the number of victims at these sites. So 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Yikes. Place the killer at the site with the most victims or in your space if none remain. So he would go here, and then he's going to attack twice. All right. I don't think I'm winning this game. You got to learn how these work, and it's like, I think my plan to run them out was not nearly as good as maybe upgrading some things or going after him earlier, or controlling this is probably what I wanted to do, which was obvious because they gave me these cards, but I did not do it. I was not a good listener, so. Oh man, that is decrease it by half. Okay. Yeah. That's going to be trouble. All right, so that is done. Then there are no victims in that space, so nobody runs, so we reset that correctly. Next round, I do get to roll 3 dice, but I don't have a lot going on here, so I guess I'm going to do both of these cards. So I will sprint, and I get 3 dice. Hopefully this will go well. 2 successes! Oh, this should have been reset to 6. Sorry about that. So on 2 successes, I get to move 3 spaces. So I can go 1, 2, 3, and bring these 2 here. So these 2 are going to exit. That's going to give me 2 time, and it's going to decrease this by 1. So now I have 8 time for this turn. So I'm not going to play my focus because that would just give me more time. So I'm going to hold that card. We'll see what we can do here. My sprint card is not available. All these cards come back to me, and I have 8 time to work with. So I've got a big rest card. I've got just a critical blow. I need to get these atonement cards. So here's 2, so that's 4 for 8. And then critical blow costs 6. Furious Strike. I will buy that one. And see if I can start going after him, doing the atonement, and getting that one down. Or I get the planning card, so I have a lot of dice. Could be another option. So instead of Furious Strike, we're going to get those under control. We're going to get this planning one, which lets me add additional dice to my next roll. All right, so we're going to really try to control this, which I think we should have been doing. There. All right, this card goes back. Sprint. I have all my 0 cards. I got tons of cards here, which is a really fun part of the game. Lots of cards to work with. Which is apparently where the difference is from Hostage Negotiator. I've never played that, so I don't know exactly, but that's where I hear the big differences are. Okay. Oop, sorry, I tried to turn my volume up and it exploded. So we go to the killer phase. We reset this. I spent the 8, so that goes to 6. Killer is going to move 3 spaces and attack for 2, but he will just go here, kill this one. Bloodlust goes up again. Yikes. I haven't done any searching. Maybe I should have got a search card. No, I had to get those atonement cards. So I did the right thing. And then he's going to draw a terror card, which is Unleash. Discard all action cards except Atonement and decrease this by the number of... Are you serious? I should have read that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Well, I guess that helps me get it down. 1, 2, 10 to 3. Still got some work to do. Oh my goodness. Where did that card go? Oh, then do it again. This is going to increase by 1. And then he's going to move and attack. So he's going to move here to hit me. because I am closest, and he's going to attack me for 2, 1, 2. I don't have any defense cards. And then draw a new event. The new event is the Uber Tourist. All right. The victim farthest from the killer is now the Uber Tourist. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So this one right here. Whenever the killer must choose a target, the Uber Tourist is chosen instead. So they tell me that it's a white victim, so I put that white victim in there. If the Uber Tourist is saved, decrease this by 4. If it's killed, increase it by 4. Oh, it's giving me a goal. All right, so that's my new event. There are 6 cards left in that pile. Well, all I have now is Atonement, but I can roll 3 dice. So let's go for it. See what we get. Oh my goodness. So that is no successes. Whew. Man. So no successes. Decrease this by 2. Increase this by 1. That is terrible. And I guess I just have to go for it again. Only get 2 dice now. 1 success. Decrease one of these by 1. So we'll bring this one down. So we're not dealing with quite as much there. And doesn't cost any time. Alright, I got 4 time to work with now. So I need to rescue that Uber driver. Search various locations. So I guess I'm just going to try to sprint twice. Nah, maybe I'll get these close calls. How much is he going to hit me for? Look at this. So I will sprint and guard so I can try to block the damage he's going to hit me for. I don't know. This could be the end. I did not do a great job. I think I just needed to get those atonement cards earlier. Alright, he is going to attack me for 2. So I'm going to play my guard card. So that's kind of got this blue background, and I just roll like I would for this. I got 1 success, so I reduce it by 2, so he deals no damage to me. Then he's going to draw this card, which is increased by the number of victims here, so it's going to go up 2. Unleash it, so I lose 4 time, down to 2 time. Place 2 new victims at the Holy Graves. All victims adjacent to the Holy Graves move there. There aren't any. That is 5 cards. All right, I've got this 1 sprint card left on my turn. So 2 dice, 1 success. I can move 2 spaces. 1, 2. I gotta try to get to there. My goodness. And that cost me a time, so now I only have 1 time left. I can't use this one. I do get these back. And my 1 is just going to be a close call. So you spend it or you lose it. So you got to use the time that you've got extra. That's your time for planning. All right, and away we go. So we did that. We resolved that. Killer phase. He's going to move 4. So he's going to move here. What does he do when they're equidistant? Wow. Okay, funniest. So I can just kind of choose how I want it to happen. So, oh, there's more victims here. So he would run to here. Got it. Kill this one. Oh, wait, no. Always chooses that as its target. Oh, no. So it's going to go here. Kill the Uber victim, which will come down here. Increase this by 1. Increase this by 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. My goodness. If the tourist leaves play, discard this card. He's coming and there's nothing we can do. If there are no victims on the board, discard and draw the next one. Otherwise, increase horror by 1 And then he's going to target and move to the nearest one, kill it. Yeah, it's not going to be my day, huh? I need to just hit him. Maybe that's where I'm falling short. All right. So let me weak attack and see if I can start to deal some damage, because I'm kind of at the end here. Oh my, I have to discard cards just to deal damage, huh? So we'll do a close call and reroll. Actually, we'll reroll 2 dice. Got a success, so we deal 1 damage to him. We take a damage. Oof. So we're down to that final one. So when we take damage, we flip that to see what happens. Then we're going to focus, roll nothing, and lose 2 time. And short rest. Man. And get rid of these 2 to heal 1 and lose 1 time. That does not give me a lot of options, does it? So I get this other close call. These are out. Yeah, sorry everybody, I did not do well with this. Alright, he's going to attack me, so I'm going to take 3 damage. 1, flip my token, 2, 3, and I am dead. There will be no help in the Sacred Groves from Inkanyamba today. I do think it's a pretty hard game. You have to try to figure out what that is. Again, I missed these Entombment cards that I think I needed to do a little bit better with. And I think I did a lot of running around. I think maybe saving the people should be kind of consequential of where you are. And being able to kind of, stop him. Do some of the things that were a little bit closer, a little shorter, and focus on this, I think is what it wanted me to do. I like to decrease that early, and maybe having these close calls and guards, like I could have been next to him and then grab these. Yeah, the dice were rough this game. Usually I feel like there's a reasonable amount of mitigation. Not so much that it's not a dice game, but enough that I feel like, oh, I've got a bunch of cards. Like, it's awesome when you get these 6 cards back, and I've had turns where I actually roll to increase the time. Like, this distraction really hurt me. I bought this early on and then didn't get that roll. So I've had times where I get one of these rolls and then increase, and then get a turn where it's like, oh, I'm getting all my action cards back, plus I can buy 7 cards worth of things. I think that would have been really helpful. So that is the idea. Just so you could see the finale, this card would get flipped over, and there's multiple, so I'm not spoiling like all of them for you. So now he will unleash this every turn. He will come after things and attack. While this is revealed, increase this to 10, then take up to 6 worth of action cards in your hand. So now I get to get a whole bunch of action cards over here. We need a miracle. He's going to come for us. And then this also... Oh, sorry. This one goes with this. So, because it's got the yellow. So then this one would unleash this one and increase it. So this is just getting more out of control. So the finale is like they're really getting powerful. I don't know. I haven't tried a strategy where I just go after them. Maybe something like that would work a little bit better. Are they listed by a difficulty scale? I haven't seen anything like that. I think they're more thematic than difficult. They just built them around kind of what they would do. So like this one's got this track here. I haven't seen anything for difficulty rating. It is a good question. And I didn't see it on the pamphlets here. So I don't think so. No, there's nothing to hint at difficulty. It seems like this is the intended starter one, at least. She's kind of she's been the one that you see on most of the pictures and things. I put her on the thumbnail for mine as well. This Hans the Butcher and the Camp Happy Trails, which is Silver Lake, right? Oh my gosh. I'm just not good with horror movies. I know it's Jason. I can't think of the movie. That's Friday the 13th, right? Yeah, because Freddy Krueger's Nightmare on Elm Street. There it is. I'm not a good horror movie person. So that's actually what I would say. This theme normally is not interesting to me. They've done it so well here. The mechanics are so well integrated. I like this. This reminds me of Death May Die, the Cthulhu one. And in spite of the theme, I really enjoy this game. In spite of the dice, I really enjoy the game. I like the puzzle. It's not too long, which could be a good or bad. I wouldn't mind necessarily a slightly longer arc. This one just got out of control for me, and there was nothing I could do. I couldn't control all these tracks at the same time. There was too many things for me to control, which made it a little bit rough, but there's those. Yes, I did get it right. Friday the 13th. I did know it. It's just being on camera. I couldn't remember. Just one of those moments, so... All right, that's that. Let's see if I killed him. Oh, you had no health left. So if I just hit him for that 8th one. And then once you're down to 1 health, you get these little tokens here. And you actually increase your die rolls. So there's some rules for increasing if you only have 1 health left. Which I may have actually had on that last roll because he had to come hit me, right? No, I had a token. And then that one flipped to 2. So somehow you get this one. And then you end up getting roll extra dice. I tend to find that I just flip and die. But this one would give you bonus dice, either if he or they. So it's actually kind of fun if you and the killer are both at 1 health left, then you're getting 2 bonus dice for those rolls. So you could be rolling 4, 5, 6 dice for all your rolls. You're in that desperate moment, which is a cool kind of movie moment there. Just so you can see some of the items and things, there's this old rifle, so this can only modify the weak attack action. So this one would give me 1 to 2. Depending on if I'm at a sacred place. Although this is its range. So I can attack with the weak action at range with this one. So that's a way that I can get to him. There's a prayer book here. When you play Atonement, add 1 success to your roll. So searching for those. But it's got 2 uses. So I would take these little tokens and put them on here to show I can use it twice. The ceremonial dagger is whenever you damage the killer. I can show you these cards. I can zoom way in. Right. There, then you can see what they look like. So this one's telling me I can use it at range 0. It adds an additional damage. Whenever you damage the killer, choose to decrease 1 of these. So pretty good items to be able to go get. And that's the idea with what you are seeing there. The first aid kit so you can heal yourself. Alrighty. Thanks so much, everybody, for joining me. Thanks for getting us to 600 subscribers. I appreciate it so much. That's Final Girl. I'm going to keep playing it. You can hear a full review of Final Girl over on the podcast, the Portal Gaming Podcast, so you can check that out, where you'll hear me reviewing games, and I have a special guest on every week. Every episode, which is about weekly right now. I'm running every week or 2 weeks. I don't have a specific date it comes out. But special guests from all over the industry. The most recent one was Kurt Covert from Smirk and Dagger Games. You can hear all about their games and upcoming things, and some games that Kurt has been playing lately. So that's that, everybody. Thanks so much for watching. My name is the Brandt, and until next time, I hope you step into the portal. Bye, everybody. Thanks so much.